Hello and welcome back to the channel How We Move the Decimal. In today's video, I am listing 10 items that I had previously photographed to sell on eBay. I want to apologize ahead of time for my voice, and you may be wondering why I had not uploaded any videos in the past couple days, and that's because everybody in our household got COVID, and I am on day 8. I'm Our state has specific regulations. We're following a lot of what the CDC recommends. We tested positive on Tuesday before Halloween, and as soon as you test positive, you have to isolate immediately. And it was my husband, myself, and our two girls tested positive, and my 12-year-old boy has still tested negative. He has never tested positive. So he was able to go back to school the whole time that we were isolated. But because we had a person that was negative in our house, we had to wear masks while in our house. If we were in our rooms with our doors shut, we had masks on. If we were in any communal room, bathroom, kitchen, dining room, living room, we all had to have masks on because my 12-year-old was still negative, and he is still negative. And so for 5 days, we had to isolate at home. We couldn't leave. I put our eBay store on vacation because I could not go to the post office to drop off any orders, and I didn't want to ship any like COVID contaminated orders. So we went on immediate emergency vacation. Um, I just took the store off vacation this past Monday when we were out of isolation or quarantine, or I think it's isolation, because they have different names for different things. I think it was isolation the first 5 days, and now then day 10, 6 through 10, we're on quarantine. So the girls were out of school. I was out of school. My husband was out of work. We were all positive. Because I'm a contract worker and I don't get sick days, I actually had money deducted from my paycheck for the 5 days that I was out. And luckily for me, a lot of the time I was able to work Tuesday, even though I was apparently positive on Tuesday. I did not test until after work. So my 5-year-old woke up sick Tuesday morning, but stuff is going around. Everybody's coughing and hacking in anyway, so we just figured she got something because we had been at a family camp for Cub Scouts the weekend before, which is where we think we picked it up. And so she stayed home from school on Tuesday, and my husband wasn't feeling great, so he ended up staying home also. Um, he was still not feeling great at night, and he decided to go to prompt care because he was having a little bit of breathing issues. He went to prompt care and they tested him, and this was like 6 at night. They tested him and he was positive. So when we found out he was positive, we tested everybody that was home with at-home tests, and we were all positive, but my 12-year-old. So then you go into scramble. You have to inform all your workplaces. We informed everybody we were at camp with. I contacted both of the girls' teachers and told them what was going on because we had all been either at work or school that day, except for my youngest and my husband. I had been, and Tuesdays are one of my longer days, so I had been in contact with probably 75 people on Tuesday, and I told all of them, sorry, I didn't know I was. I was really showing no symptoms at this point on Tuesday. I had a bit of a stuffy nose and like allergy type symptoms, but nothing like extreme. So Wednesday morning, we have to get up and take my son to school because, again, he's negative, so he's not excused if he's absent. He has to go to school. We take him to school and pick him up from school. Wednesday, I'm still feeling okay. I probably have the least amount of symptoms out of all of us on Wednesday. My husband is down. He is out. COVID has kicked his butt. He is done. So I am doing primary child care with the two girls that are home and picking up my son from school. I got COVID ear, which is basically fluid in your ears. It's not an ear infection, but your ears are collecting fluid. So I was getting vertigo, and I had to pick him up from school, and I almost threw up in the parking lot because I was so vertigo-y when I would stop moving. And Then Thursday, my husband started feeling better, but Thursday was my rock bottom. I have a step tracker on. I walked less than 200 steps on Thursday. I was out. I was coughing. My nose was congested. I wasn't able to sleep. I just wanted to lay in bed and pretty much not move, not do anything. I felt better on Friday. Again, this whole time, my 12-year-old is still testing negative. We had to test him every single day for the first 5 days to make sure that he didn't get it, and because we'd have to pull him out of school immediately. So we were doing all the testing, still negative. To this day, he is still negative. We get out of isolation on Sunday. Halloween is on Monday, so the girls are able to go back to school, but they have to wear a mask for days 6 through 10. And I go back to work on Monday wearing a mask. So we all go back to work, we all go back to school, but we have to wear masks from days 6 to 10. And everybody at this point is testing negative except for me. So everyone's testing negative. The girls are testing negative. So I felt better about them going to school because, quite frankly, my 5-year-old, my preschooler, is not great about wearing a mask. And if she would have still been testing positive, I probably would have kept her home because I couldn't guarantee she would keep a mask on. I've been wearing N95 masks as I've been teaching. So I'm back at work and I sound like this. So obviously I'm not incredibly productive. I can't talk over a lot of people. I will have weird coughing fits at night where once I start coughing, I just don't stop coughing. I am on the upswing. We did do Halloween. The kids got to go trick-or-treating. We walked around with masks on, all of us, while the kids trick-or-treated. The Definitely a memorable Halloween. We all kind of were still dragging, but my 12-year-old said it was his best Halloween he's ever had. Him and his best friend went as inflatable T-Rexes. And I will say those are like the least movable, like having to trick or treat in them. They took forever to walk anywhere. They couldn't walk up steps or down steps. And because of how the costume is, my son was over 7 feet tall. So he kept smacking his T-Rex head on people's porches and like the awnings of their porches and stuff. It was really humorous. So many adults came out of their houses to take pictures with them. So many adult men came out of their houses taking pictures with them. They were very like, oh my gosh, there's 2 T-Rexes. They thought it was hilarious. So they got a lot of attention, where my middle child had previously got a lot of attention for her costume. She did not get as much as they did. So she may have had her nose out of joint for that one. But it was gorgeous weather. We didn't have to wear coats. It even got really, really foggy as soon as it started to get dark, and the kids got to play around in the fog and stuff. So that turned out well. This is now Wednesday, November 2nd, and I have to wear a mask until Friday because I'm still in quarantine. But if I don't test negative, then I have to continue to wear a mask until I test negative. I stopped wasting tests. We've burned through almost all of the free tests we got from the government, and I didn't want to waste tests, so I'm just waiting until Friday to test myself to see if I'm negative, since I'm the last holdout. I did lose all smell. I have absolutely no smell. I had a bit of a nervous breakdown in Aldi. I don't know if you guys have Aldis near you, but they have 3-wick candles, which are like Bath and Body Works candles, but they're only $4. And a new scent, like they'll do releases periodically, and with 3 or 4 cents, and they did a new release with 3 cents, and I couldn't smell them. I have no smell, which I think is better than what some people had, because a couple of my friends had where they could smell, but everything was wrong, and things that they used to love the smell of smelled like really bad, and things that you think smell bad smelled fine to them. I have nothing. My husband shoved jalapenos in my face, jalapeno slices last night. And he's like, "You jerked back." I'm like, "You shoved it in my face." He's like, "Oh, he got excited because he thought I'd smelt it. And that's why I jerked back, because I don't like the smell of jalapenos. I like the taste. I don't like the smell." Nothing. Absolutely no smell. We have a cat. I smelled his wet food. No smell. Um, I have very pungent, like, shower gel, no smell. My son wears Axe, no smell, so I couldn't smell anything, which is such a bummer. I'm hoping, though, like, I'll get my smell back, yeah, after the whole 10 days is done. I hope it comes back sooner. Some people have lost it for months, which I'm terrified by. It I still have my taste, but my taste is a little messed up. Water tastes bad. Water tastes like um rotten meat, like rotten food. It doesn't taste good. Distilled water tastes okay. I couldn't drink it without gagging, but I can use distilled water to brush my teeth. I cannot use tap water to brush my teeth. Tap water tastes so bad. And I'm like trying to explain to people why it tastes bad. And I'm like, I know it's all in my head, but it tastes so bad. If I can have like lemonade is fine, tea is fine. I can drink like pop, so like Pepsi and Coke and stuff, that's fine. Pure water I can't drink. Someone told me to try like sparkling water or like carbonated water and see if that still has a taste to it. And I haven't tried it yet, but that's on my list of things to try because oh my gosh, water tastes so bad. Um, I've been training to do a 5K with my son, and I can't go back to our local YMCA. I can't go back there to train. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. So what I was saying is I'm training for a 5K with my 12-year-old, and I got 1 day of official training in, and then I tested positive. And because we go to the Y, so our local YMCA, is where our membership is, I can't go there and work out again until 10 days after. So after my quarantine is over. My quarantine is over on Friday. I'm not going to go back on Friday. I don't feel good enough to go back on Friday. And the time of day that I normally go and work out when the kids and stuff are at school, there's a lot of elderly individuals there. And I really don't want to like hop right back in. The 5K is not that important that I want to risk, someone getting sick because I just had to get in there and get my 3 miles in. I'm hoping that um, I can go back on Monday, but I don't know I don't know if that'll work or not. But we will see. So, no working out. Just got back to work this week. Was out for 5 days. We were able to trick or treat. I feel like I'm on the mend, but I still haven't tested negative as of Monday. But I'm saving to test until Friday because it really doesn't make a difference until Friday anyway. But everybody else is negative, and I hope we are on the mend. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope that you'll like and subscribe and watch some of my future videos whenever I get them released.